This is the WTESKE Wi-Fi digital temperature controller. It's a thermostatically controlled outlet. Let's take it out of the box. In the box we find the instruction manual, the unit itself, and a temperature probe. Now the temperature probe just plugs in right over there, and this is the probe itself. It's just a little metal thing like that. It comes with a convenient suction cup so you can hang it up somewhere. And this will plug into an electrical outlet. And this end here has a port for cooling and for heating. It's printed right on there. And this is the controller for it. So basically, like I said before, this is a thermostatically controlled outlet. And that means that you can put this somewhere, and if it gets too cold, it can turn a heater on. If it gets too hot, it can turn a fan or an air conditioner on, depending on what you have plugged in. This will handle up to 10 amps or 1250 watts worth of load. So let's go ahead, I'll get a heater and plug that into the heating port on here, and we'll test it out. Okay, I have a heater over here, and we'll hear it when it turns on, but it also has a red light on it. And now, here's the controller. It's all plugged in, and you have 3 temperature readings. You have the current ambient temperature, the high limit, and the low limit. So the current temperature that it's reading is 79.5 degrees Fahrenheit. You can change that to Celsius if you want, just by pressing the settings button like that. Okay, no big deal. And also I just wanted to point out that if the sensor becomes unplugged, it'll beep to let you know. So I'll plug that back in, and that clears and it reads. Okay, so now what happens is this. It's reading 79.5 degrees. The low temperature is set to 74.3. So that means it's already hotter than the low temperature, but it's cooler than the high temperature. So now we're going to adjust this and make that say 85 degrees. So I'll hold the settings button down for 3 seconds, and it starts flashing on the high limit. We'll hold another 3 seconds, and it goes to the low limit. I'm going to raise that to 85. Now you can go up by the little decimal places like this, or you can press the settings button again and it will increase the other digits for you. But I'll set it to 85. I'll just do it the slow way because I'm talking. Okay, 85 right there. We'll leave it, and within about 5 seconds we should hear a click and the heater will turn on. And there we go. That simple. It just works. So now what's going to happen is the heater is going to run until the ambient temperature reaches 85 degrees. And once it does, it'll shut the heater off. And that's it. It'll sit there. Now if the temperature were to increase naturally because it's a hot day or something like that to over 95 degrees, we could have an air conditioner plugged in here, and it would then turn that on. So it'll automatically switch between if it needs heating or cooling. It'll never turn them both on at the same time, and there will be periods where neither one will be on. But if it needs heating, it'll turn the heating on. If it needs cooling, it'll turn the cooling on. So that's just an idea of how it works. You set the temperature you want. So basically, if you're only using it for heat, the bottom one is the number you want. You want it 85 in the room, you set it to 85, and it's going to measure the temperature in the room with the probe here. Now, I can try to hold that in my hand. You'll see the temperature starts to increase, and you'll notice that it changes about once every second, and pretty soon we're over 85 degrees. And it shut the heater off. If I can warm it to over 95, I don't have a fan or an air conditioner or anything plugged in. but with any luck, after it hits about another degree, you see the little cooling indicator has come on there, and there was a click, which means that the cooling socket is now live. And just to show you, if you had an air conditioner, if you make believe this was, it would then be on. But in the heating socket, no, because it doesn't need heating now, it needs cooling. So you can set the temperatures like that, depending on what you want, and have the appropriate devices plugged in. But it does more, because it's also Wi-Fi controlled. So now we just need to pair this up. It works just like a smart socket that you might have in your house already to pair it up. So what we're going to do is hold the power button down for about 3 to 5 seconds. The Wi-Fi indicator shows up right there. I already am in the Smart Life app, and I hit plus, and well, look at that. It already sensed it without my doing anything. We'll go to add. Smart temperature controller. There we are. So then I just hit the plus button. Even though it says Bluetooth, it's going to be wireless. It's Bluetooth to link up to it initially, and then we'll go to that. So now it asks for the Wi-Fi and the password, so let me enter that in. And now it says connecting. So we'll just give that a minute to connect up. Okay, it found it. It wants a name. I'll call it temperature controller. We'll hit save. We'll hit done. And then I'll go back to the main screen and go into it. So now in the app, it shows what's going on here. It's showing the current temperature here, which is what it's reading right there. And it's currently calling for heat, which is good because 82 is below 84.2. You can see that it's running and it's doing stuff. There's a chart. Right now it has no data, but this would show you statistics over the past week as far as what the temperatures were. So there's nothing it can display now because it's only been plugged in for, what, 10 minutes, you know. So it can't do anything with that right now, but it could definitely show you that. We can go into settings. This also has a cooling delay. And it says only turn on cooling after the set time. And what that is a compressor lockout feature. Most air conditioners or other devices with compressors, if they're on and then are shut off, they need to be off for a period of 2 to maybe even 5 minutes, depending, before they can be restarted. And that's what that is. You can set a high temperature alarm, a low temperature alarm, so that way if anything goes out of whack as far as the temperatures go, you can receive an alert on your device, phone, tablet, what have you. Temperature calibration is for, this is reading 80.6, but let's say you already have some sort of thermometer and that's reading 82. You can calibrate it as such so that it reads 82 as well. You also can turn the entire system with its attached heater and or fan and or air conditioner on and off through the app. If I tap that, it shuts everything down, and that's that. Tap again, it turns back on, and will enter heating or cooling mode depending on what's needed. And if you had a voice assistant such as an Amazon Echo or Alexa or a Google Home Assistant, you can voice control this as well. So once again, this was the WTESKE digital temperature controller. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find it available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.